if you stick to a few rules for yourself, then you will enjoy challenges way more than you ever imagined. Hello, it's Lee here. I'm going to do Junk Journal July again, and I thought I'd just pass on a couple of tips to you guys about how to have an enjoyable and successful challenge. Now, I've done this challenge myself a few times. I haven't always done it on video though, but I've also done the Marguerite Miller challenge, and I had a collaboration with Julie from Art and Junk Journals, back a couple of years ago. So I have, in my short years doing YouTube, done a few challenges. So I've got a list of things that I want to let you know that I think, if you're a beginner starting out to do some challenges, will help you to enjoy the challenge. So the first thing is, you've made the commitment, so the next thing to do is to just take a couple of breaths and relax and have fun. One of the most important things, I think, is to not overthink the prompts. So when you see the prompts, generally something will pop into your head straight away. So I think whatever your first thoughts about the prompt are, is something, maybe you just jot it down, that sort of thing. Like, I'm looking at the Junk Journal July prompts right here, and one that I can see is homemade. So what does homemade mean to me? It means something that I've made myself or produced myself, not something that's store-bought. So my prompt, my page would be built around something that I've made myself. When you overthink the prompts, you set yourself up for failure, because you probably or maybe will never be happy with what you come up with, because you don't think it's good enough. So keep it simple, don't overthink the prompts. If it's like Junk Journal July, I recommend making your own journal. And you can make a really simple one in a few minutes using the method that I've shown you in my previous video, and there's a link to that in the video description box. I spent about 15 minutes making that journal. The hardest thing to do was to thread the needle. Okay, so another thing too, if you're going to make a journal, is to go small. So when I first started doing challenges, I actually thought the bigger the better, and all that did was just made every prompt difficult to complete, because I had such a grand scale of ideas all welled up, and I couldn't achieve what I wanted to. So go small, so you can have, where's my little journal? It's not here at the moment, but the journal that I'm using for Junk Journal July this year is probably half the size of this one. So it's probably about 4 by 5 inches, 4 by 5.5, something like that. So go small. You'll be happier if you complete your projects, yes, rather than struggling to do anything really big. The next thing that I would let you know is to be prepared. So gather up your supplies. You usually get plenty of notice when these challenges are about to happen. So what I've done, and I'm hoping I can get it on camera, is I've got a little box of scraps here, small ones and big ones, all different sizes from different places. So I've got book pages, magazine page, music sheets, scraps of paper, things from unfinished projects, all sorts of stuff, corrugated cardboard. I've even got some fabric scraps, and also this little box of doodads that are just been thrown into the box when I was cleaning up my desk, I think. So I've also got a couple of stamps here. I've got a paintbrush, a pencil, a fine liner, inks, scissors and glues. So they're all ready to go. And I'm hoping that I can, with this challenge, not have to dig into my supplies. So I want to try and just use what I have here in my tray. We'll see how that goes. That could be a challenge in itself. Okay, and also use what you have. Don't feel that you have to go out and buy all the latest products to achieve your goals. So I think, just because your host is using texture paste and the latest name stencils and things like that, just try and do with it. Try and achieve what you want to do with what you've got. So you're going to get just as good a result, and you'll probably even feel better about it by having, what's the word for it? It'll come to me. When you make do with what you've got and you create something yourself, like putting talcum powder or corn flour into gesso to make texture paste. The next one is to don't be a sheep, do what you want, not what others are doing. So use your own ideas. So don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Just because you're not doing the same thing as everybody else, that doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. So generally with these prompts, the rules are there are no rules. So you interpret the prompt the way you want to, and you do what you want to do. Don't think that you have to, because everybody else is collaging vintage papers onto their pages. That doesn't mean that you have to do that. You can do whatever you like. You can paint. I painted for the last one. I did it all as, I think pretty much all of it, except for maybe one or two, I haven't got the book with me, was mixed media. So another thing I would advise you to do is embrace imperfection. So when I made my little book, I'm notorious for, when I'm stitching my signatures into my covers, putting my hole in the wrong place on the cover. So having my hole off the spine. So what did I do this time? I did the same thing, and then I just stitched it together, and then I got my bone folder and I manipulated it so it was in the right place, and then I cut my book down to suit. Square it up again. So it's imperfections are what makes our creations truly our own. So embrace imperfection. So also work at your own pace. Just because there's a prompt every day doesn't mean you have to do a prompt every day, and you don't have to do day 3 on day 3. You can do day 3 on day 4. Just work at your own pace. Pick and choose. So only do the prompts that you like. Like you might look at that list of prompts and think, light. I don't want to do that. I can't think of anything to do with that. So you can skip a day. You don't have to do that. You can come back and do it later on if you like. So if you can't decide what to do, or you can have a day off, or you can do another prompt, and you can always come back and do that prompt, or you can not do it at all. Be proud of what you achieve. So even if you only did 2 or 3 days out of the whole month, that's an achievement. So be proud of your achievements. And the last one is, going back to the first one, have fun and enjoy the process. And just remember that you're going to learn something. It doesn't matter what you do, you are going to be learning something new. For me, I generally learn by my mistakes, so I learn a lot because, boy, do I make some mistakes. So just enjoy yourself, relax, be you, forget about what everybody else is doing. By all means, use what everybody else does as a guide, but if you stick to a few rules for yourself, then you will enjoy challenges way more than you ever imagined. Okay, so I hope that helps you if you're thinking about doing a challenge or taking part in one, and just have fun and enjoy it. Alrighty, stay creative, stay happy, stay painty, stay sticky, and I'll see you in another video soon. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!